Sharuhen was an ancient town in the Negev Desert. Following the expulsion of the Hyksos from Egypt in the second half of the 16th century BCE, they fled to Sharuhen and fortified it. The armies of Pharaoh Ahmose I seized and razed the town after a 3-year siege. History. The destruction of Sharuhen was merely the first stage of a new policy of preemptive warfare waged by the Egyptians. Because the Egyptians of the 17th dynasty felt deeply humiliated by the 15th and 16th dynasty rule of the Hyksos, the Theban dynasty launched an ambitious war, led by Seqenenre against the foreign king, Apepa, to reclaim lost territory. Though his own campaign to expel the Hyksos from Egypt failed, and he himself was killed in battle, his son, Ahmose, launched an attack on the Hyksos capital of Avaris. It was his much younger brother, Ahmose I, however, who finally succeeded in recapturing Avaris, razing it, and expelling the Hyksos rulers from Egypt altogether. The profound insult of the foreign rule to the honor and integrity of Egypt could be corrected, and its recurrence prevented, only by extending Egypt's hegemony over the Asiatics to the north and east of Egypt. Ahmose I engaged in a retaliative 3-year siege of Sharuhen, thereby launching an aggressive policy of preemptive warfare. His success was continued by his successor but one, Thutmose I, who extended Egyptian influence as far as the Mitanni kingdom in the north and Mesopotamia in the east, thereby creating what was to become the most extensive empire in the ancient world. Sharuhen is mentioned in the Bible in Joshua chapter 19 verse 6 in the description of the allotment of the tribe of Simeon. Identification. The following sites, all within the same small area, have been identified as possibly being ancient Sharuhen. Many scholars today believe that Tel El Farah, in the Negev Desert near the border with Gaza, was Sharuhen. Farah South was first excavated by Flinders Petrie in the late 1920s. He first identified the site as Beth Pelet and published the excavation reports under the names Beth Pelet I-II. It was William F. Albright that laid the basis for identification of Tel Farah South as Sharuhen. Flinders Petrie also excavated Tel El Adjul, in the Gaza area, in the 1930s. He thought that Adjul was the ancient town of Gaza, a theory that has since been partially misproven. The archaeologist Aharon Kempinski proposed identifying Adjul with Sharuhen in the 1970s. Excavations at Adjul were resumed in 1999 by a Swedish-Palestinian team under the directors Peter M. Fisher and Mohan Sadik. Ansin Rainey proposed Tel Uhera, in the Negev Desert near the border with Gaza, and about 15 kilometers northeast of Farah South, as the site of Sharuhen. As well, this identification is also supported by Donald Redford, because of the site's immense size and important geographical position.